And now, Jalen and Jacoby on ESPN Radio.
When I pop the trunk, head to death. Y'all pop the trunk, I pop the hood.
Now act stupid, I'll pop the trunk. Now give me your boom, boom.
He is Jalen Rose. What up, dog? I'm David Jacoby.
And on the cool check-in, center stage on the mic.
And we putting it on wax. It's the new style.
We're Jalen Jacoby. What do?
We get the people what they want.
Wardell. Stephen Curry.
Is it the third?
Wardell Stephen Curry.
The second?
The second, I think. Reminded everybody
You remind me.
last night that he was a unanimous MVP. And he can shoot from anywhere. And he can put up 51 and make it look easy and not play in the fourth quarter and dominate a Wizards team, which isn't one of the worst teams in the East. Just dominant, just shooting from everywhere. It was almost like he was surprising himself with some of these shots. Jalen, you watch this game. What is going through your mind?
I am here to elevate the information for the masses. And I've always said that he's not a point guard, he's not a shooting guard, he's a vanguard. The leader of the new school is Steph Curry. Kids on the playground, people that are coaching, doing drills, they're trying to mimic what he does. Ask all young players to come into the league. They're trying to mimic his pregame ritual. Like, this guy's taking shooting and made it an art form. And it's terrific to watch. He's not just gunning or just jacking or just throwing the ball up. It's like a guy that can shoot a ball from 75 feet away as the clock goes 3, 2, 1, and we're all like, it might go in. Like, he made one of those a week or so ago. We're not even talking about it because it was after the clock.
But he's making shots. Like, we've seen great three-point shooters in the league. We're not going to sit here and act like he's the first one to ever make a three-point
Reggie,
shot.
Ray Allen, catch and shoot, off screens, off flares.
He makes them from
Larry
so
Bird
far
in the
away.
post, KD.
He makes them from so far away. I mean, at this point, we've seen it for so many years that I think it's underappreciated. Is it underappreciated what Steph Curry is doing?
I'm about to give you a distinction from the guys that I just named that are all-time great three-point shooters from Steph Curry. Google this, young people. A couple of names I want to give you. Marcus Haynes. Okay. The other one is Curly Neal. It's a Globetrotter. I remember so many times being that guy, writing Dr. J as my autographs in the 70s, idolizing them. Like, I got a chance to go see the Globetrotters. It just freaked me out one time. I wondered when somebody would physically be doing tricks but have the ball on a string like Steph Curry. The and one generation gave me a thought of what it might look like, but it was still street ball, and it was still played outside. He brought it into the mainstream. It's in the gym now. He's between the legs, behind the back, and literally pulling up from deep, and we all consider that a good shot from him. Normally when a guy shot from 40, it's like, that's a bad shot.
It's a terrible shot.
Especially with 20 to go on the shot clock.
I was shocked at what I saw last night. And you know who else was shocked? He shocked everybody, even his head coach, Steve Kerr. Let's listen.
He was, I don't even know how to describe what I witnessed tonight. Amazing. Video game stuff. You get a guy taking 40-footers and you're on the sidelines going, yeah, it's a good shot. Good job. Explain that. We've never seen this before.
No doubt.
He said, we've never seen this before. I believe him. Like, I really think that he's underappreciated what we're seeing from Steph because we've seen it before. Like, we're numb to it.
I named few of the quality three-point shooters that the game has seen. Larry and KD can do it from the post. They can do it from three. It's catch and shoot most of the time. It's off the dribble, maybe one or two dribbles type of thing. And Reggie and Ray were two of the best at moving off screens. Steph has their shooting ability with insert your favorite former basketball player, current basketball player's handle. Kyrie, Isaiah, Tim Hardaway.
And combining it all.
He has their handle with that level of shooting ability. It's phenomenal with the kind of player he's become.
The distance that he takes these shots from and the way that he does it off the dribble, not just off the dribble like dribbling up and shooting, but going crossover, behind the back, left, right, step back, three. It's insane. Like he hit everything last night. Look at this. The most impressive shot that he made last night wasn't a three. He does this stuff in warm-ups. Like, look at that.
Also, he's doing things in warm-ups that he hoped transition to the game. Like that little leg movement, that's what a lot of players are doing to get that muscle memory going for your shot. And also, just the wrist action for somebody that's going to take a lot of jumpers during a game. And he actually did another one of those during a dead ball that went in also, which was a finger roll from the free throw line.
It's insane. And also, he finishes at the hoop, too.
Left hand, left leg, right leg, wrong leg.
If KD leaves, does that make Steph Curry back in the MVP conversation?
He's going to be in the MVP conversation because he's going to be amongst the league leaders in scoring. He's going to flirt with 50 from the floor, 40 from three, 90 from the line. They're going to flirt with the best record in the game, along with the Boston Celtics. And we're going to see these Heisman-type moments like this.
Yeah.
Signature games that put everyone on.
Oh, by the way, KD had 30 points.
And Klay had 19.
They're so good. And they're going to get Boogie back. This is crazy.
Boogie!
Well, the Lakers needed a win against the Suns. You could call it like a must-win. It kind of felt like they needed a win. They couldn't go 0-4. They got it in Phoenix. They are now 1-4, and they got it behind LeBron James and my guy, Lance. Lance pouring in 23 points, 8 assists, 8 rebounds. Lance is powering the Lakers. When they really need a win, you look no further than Lance Stevenson, Coney Island's own.
All right, I'll talk real brief, and then I'll allow you to cook on your guy. So Kyle Kuzma and Josh Hart long-term are going to be the two young players, in my opinion, that fit best with the skill set of LeBron James. Because Kyle is instant offense up front. And
bigger than you think, too.
He can play in transition and in half court, and he gives them that 4-5 flexibility as a team that really hasn't discovered who's going to play quality minutes as a big body, which is why Ayton had his way in the paint, by the way. But when you downsize, you're able to improve your speed, which should help you in the fast break game, which is why they lead the league in fast break points. Mm-hmm. Shout out to Lonzo Ball, an improved catch and three-point shooter.
Yep.
Doing it with confidence. And then there was somebody else that was filling in as the backup point guard.
Lance! Jalen, 23 points. That's a lot of points. He didn't play too many minutes either. Also, 8 assists, 8 rebounds, filling up the stat sheet. You didn't expect to get that from Lance.
Guess who had more points and rebounds than LeBron?
Lance. They need Lance. Lance is easily, I think LeBron is a good second banana to Lance. You know what I mean? I think every big superstar needs those role players to support them. And I feel like LeBron fits in perfectly as a supporting role player for Lance Stevenson's game.
So Lance is MJ and LeBron is Scotty?
He's like Luke Longley. He's a good supporting player.
So here's the quandary that they're going to have. Now what happens with Lance's opportunity in minutes when the guys that were suspended return?
Listen, you just got to go with what, Luke Walton's just trying to get wins. They're 1-3. And you know who else is 1-3? The Houston Rockets are 1-3. I did not expect this to happen. Nope. They played the Jazz last night. Donovan Mitchell led the Jazz with 38 points. Jalen Rose, how early is too early to panic if you're a Houston Rocket fan?
They had the best record in the league last year. They won't have that this year. So that means they're not going to be as good. And you haven't said Carmelo Anthony's name or anything positive since the season has started. And they lost a couple of performers. They gave them defense and volume, three-point shooting, and Trevor Ariza in particular. And so their defensive issues with Capella being their only big with height and a level of physicality to deter teams from driving. And Chris Paul was suspended. James Harden left the game, and Donovan Mitchell just had his way.
James Harden left with a tight hamstring. They scored under 90 points for the first time since Mike D'Antoni's been on the bench.
And I know he's disappointed by that. And they just have to unlock other players. Like Eric Gordon was like a more productive player that they gave him opportunities and shot attempts to. I think they have to get him more involved. They have a couple of young guys that they're trying to see if they can play quality minutes for them. It's a learning curve. They clearly will be a playoff team, but like
It doesn't look
They're
good.
not a contending team.
It doesn't look good right now for the
If
Rockets.
I had to say right now, and it's probably going to be like this for the rest of the year. The only two teams that could beat the Golden State Warriors in a 7-game series, if somebody could, which I'm not projecting nobody can if Boogie plays at an all-star level, so let me put that out there on the table. But if two teams could beat them in a 7-game series, Boston, Toronto. Not even a Western Conference final.
It's early, but it's hard to disagree with that from what I've seen so far. Right now, it's time for cultural or regional. It's a sad day today, Jalen Rose. We've learned the passing of a woman named Dorcas Riley. I hope I said her name right. She worked at the home economics department at Campbell's, and she created a dish combining some Campbell's ingredients. The mushroom soup combined with some green beans, and she created with some fried onions on top, crispy fried onions, what is known as the green bean casserole. Jalen Rose, this led the staff to the following question that I will pose to you. Is green bean casserole cultural or regional?
Regional.
Oh, okay.
Definitely regional. Because I've never seen it or had it.
Well, I think that it's cultural and regional.
Okay.
Because we did a very scientific study on this.
Did some work?
No, we asked like the 4 or 5 people that were working on the show. And it
it.
seems that people that look like me are more apt to have green bean casserole on the table than people that look like you.
Correct.
And it's not even close in the very scientific study that we did of about 6 people.
But also, too, it's cultural and regional because certain segments of the country probably enjoy it more than others. It seems like a southern dish.
No, it's more of like a Midwestern dish. I feel like it's cold outside when people eat green bean casserole.
A lot of people from the Midwest, in particular when it's time to retire, they migrate to the South. Atlanta, Miami. And so if you go to those places, you're going to see a lot of Midwesterners. So really that's kind of a melting pot, but I don't eat green beans.
Have you ever had green bean casserole?
No.
Have you ever seen green bean casserole?
No.
Really?
I got something that you've never had. Chitlins.
No, I don't want chitlins.
Okay.
I'm not going to eat that part of the animal.
It's intestines.
I'm not going to eat that part of the animal. No, I haven't either. But you lying.
I'm not having.
You know what's not smart? Job sites that overwhelm you with tons of wrong resumes. You know what is smart? ZipRecruiter.com/J and J. Unlike other job sites, ZipRecruiter doesn't wait for candidates to find you. ZipRecruiter binds them for you. Its powerful matching technology scans thousands of resumes, identifies people with the right skills, education, and experience for your job, and actively invites them to apply. So you can get qualified candidates fast. No more sorting through the wrong resumes. No more waiting for the right candidates to apply. It's no wonder that ZipRecruiter is rated #1 by employers in the U.S. That rating comes from hiring sites on Trustpilot with over 1,000 reviews. And right now, our listeners can try ZipRecruiter for free at this exclusive web address. ZipRecruiter.com/J and J. That is ZipRecruiter.com/JandJ. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/J and J right now because ZipRecruiter is the smartest way to hire. If you call 985-80-JALEN, leave us a voicemail. We'll play it on the show just like this.
What up, Jalen and Jacoby? Shout out, Reg. This is Dylan up from the 206. I just got around chat with my buddies. We were just having this question that just dumbfounded us, the bar. Where are all the baby pigeons at? You always see a million pigeons. You never see little small ones. Just like, do they just grow out big? Like, is there some little forest where there's all these magical baby pigeons? Like, where are they all at? All right. Keep getting them checks.
Whoa. That just blew my mind. Where are the baby pigeons at? Where is a pigeon nest? You never see a baby pigeon. I've seen other little chirpy little tweet birds in the nest in the tree.
tweet bird.
I've seen those. I've never seen a baby pigeon. I've seen the adolescent pigeons, the one that look all brown. I learned those are the adolescent pigeons. They're coming of age. But I've never seen a baby pigeon.
Do pigeons have a certain region that they function more often in?
Urban environments.
I thought so because I'm thinking like growing up in the neighborhood, it seemed like I used to see pigeons all of the time. We used to try to catch them and everything. But once I moved to the suburbs, I never see them again.
Yeah. That's what happens. When I was growing up in Amherst, Massachusetts, Western Massachusetts, not a lot of pigeons. Moved to New York City, pigeons everywhere.
Yeah, why is that?
They're urban birds, man. That's just what they're best suited for.
Is that because they continue to flock toward like the trash that's being left out and probably unkept?
Yes.
And or streets that aren't clean the way they are in the suburbs.
On the ground, yeah.
Got it.
They're not natural. They don't hunt after worms and bugs. They just go after scraps and seeds and things. Here's the thing. Pigeons in New York, a little too aggressive. We've gotten to the point where they feel a little too comfortable.
That's why Mike Tyson started catching them and training them.
Yeah. They're getting a little too comfortable. I feel like we should kick a pigeon every once in a while, just as a society.
Send all of your hate messages to @DJacoby.
If every once in a while, if a pigeon got kicked, they wouldn't be so close to you.
Let me repeat. @D as in dog, JACOBY.
My son he'll chase pigeons around the playground for 2 hours.
Or Jacoby Juice on IG. That's JUICE.
My son, he can catch a pigeon one day and not know what to do with it. He spends 2 hours trying to catch a pigeon, but if he ever caught a pigeon, he would freak out.
Have you ever eaten bird or pigeon?
No. I mean, I've eaten chickens.
No bird?
I'm trying to think. I mean, I've had pheasant. I've had Peking duck I never really liked duck. Duck to me is just like,
It's too rich.
Yeah.
Like caviar.
Yeah.
It's two things like I've never tried and don't want to because of that reason.
Oh, caviar is good. Yep. Caviar is good. Oh, yeah. You go to like a nice Russian place. They give you some flavored vodka with some toast with some cream cheese and caviar. Oh, it's good.
That's one of those things.
Caviar is good.
That's one of those things that worked in reverse. It was like, if I get money, I'm going to buy all of the things I couldn't have. But I was like, I'll never eat caviar.
I'm good caviar.
So I don't eat sushi for that same reason, just so you know.
Half the dudes in the club drinking champagne don't like champagne. Champagne's not that good.
No, it's not.
It's overrated.
No.
It's
overrated.
So expensive. It's not that good.
Gives me a headache.
Yeah. And it's just like, it gives you a hangover.
I realize why, though. I drink too fast. And champagne has bubbles and it has sugar.
Yeah.
So you go down in a bottle of champagne, get a headache quick.
Yeah. The next morning, you're not feeling too good about yourself.
I'm good.
I'm good on the champagne.
No wonder why I never won a championship.
That's why.
That's why.
The champagne.
I was allergic to the champagne.
Yeah. That's it. Good job, Jalen. You avoided a championship all 13 seasons in the NBA.
That's why.
Because you didn't want the champagne.
It's more seasons. 2 in college, too.
Oh, yeah. Good job.
I did great.
I don't think they have booze in the locker room in college.
But I want.
That's a good question. Do they have booze in the locker room in college? No, because the kids are like 20 years old.
But here's another.
So what are y'all supposed to do? Eat Baby Ruth bars?
I got
give each other high fives?
I have the answer because I won a few championships in high school. 40 ounces.
But you gotta like leave the gym, go somewhere.
No, you don't. No, you don't. Seriously? You got to pack for these occasions, sir. Okay. Go to the store back in the day. Go in the store back in the day, buy a bottle of apple juice, drink half of it, pour a little Jack in there. You have Apple Jack.
Really?
Go buy a little OJ, drink a little bit of it, put a little whatever in there. Boom, keep it in the same bottle. Top on it.
That's what you're doing Southwestern?
I mean, I heard people do that. I wouldn't do such a thing.
Coach Perry Watson going to listen to
I wouldn't do such a thing.
Get you in trouble?
I wouldn't do such a thing.
Get you in trouble?
No, I heard other people
Coach
that would
Watson would be very
like
disappointed in you, Mr. Rose.
Well, no, we only lost one game in 4 years.
He ain't disappointed.
Actually, we lost 2.
I've never seen a baby pigeon.
I haven't either.
In my life. I've never seen a pigeon egg.
I want you to eat pigeon. You should eat a bird. You should try it.
Jalen,
it probably tastes better than you realize.
Have you ever eaten a bird?
Not gonna be able to do it.
Yeah, so why do you want me to do it?
Because
you just like making up stuff for me to do on the show.
But I wouldn't do a lot of things.
You got me bungee jumping.
Correct. I wouldn't do that.
You got me skydiving.
Because that's how we show the cultural regional part of this show. You're gonna do certain things that I'm not going to do. I saw Will Smith jump out of a plane. I could be 100 years old. I'm not doing it.
One thing I'm gonna do for the show is the first 2 days of March Madness. I'm going to be going live from my hospital bed in my house because I'm getting the surgery. No more kids surgery.
No, don't do it.
You just said yes, yes, yes 7 times.
Don't do it. That's not a good decision.
Uncle Jalen.
That's not a good decision. That is.
I'll make a little popsicle just in case. Popsicle.
That is not a good.
Drop something in the ice cube tray.
That you gonna so you gonna
ice
park,
trade a game?
You gonna park some eggs?
Ice trade a game?
I say don't do it.
Ice trade
because
a game.
we never know what. Now, if you have to do this,
it's reversible.
So if you have to do this for health reasons, I understand that. But
it's reversible.
Nobody's volunteering for surgeries, especially that aren't cosmetic.
Nope.
And so you start playing those games. You saw what happened to Antonio Camrati. He thought he did it, and it didn't go. And
my brother had to do it twice.
See, no. And then let me just get
to reversible.
And let me just get to the more important part. Let me just get to the more important point. If I don't have to get surgery or any intention in that area, I don't want it.
I need to get it.
Don't do it.
I need to get it.
Don't do it.
I need to get it.
Don't do it.
I'm doing it.
I'm
doing it. So we'll do it for the show.
So
I'll have a hospital bed.
So
one of my boys, a doctor. Maybe I'll have him do it.
So we were doing this in high school, but since my brother Sam Cassell did it in the league, people felt like he did it first. It's almost like Rasheed Wallace saying ball don't lie. Mainstream media thought he made it up. You know, we were saying that in 1970.
That's always bothered me. That for some reason Rasheed Wallace gets to be the ball don't lie guy. All right.
Right. If you did that and you was playing in your league game and you made a game-winning shot, you wouldn't be able to do the Sam Cassell dance running back on D.
I don't think you understand the surgery, dog. I don't think you understand the surgery. You don't get neutered like a dog. It's not like a pit bull. What do you think this is? I know you didn't finish college in 4 years real quick. But you understand what the surgery is, right?
Yeah, the surgery is going to dictate the fact that...
Gonna what?
Dictate the fact that you're not allowed to have kids anymore.
Pun intended?
You like that. You like that.
You're stupid. You're stupid.
So here's the thing. Let me ask you some follow-up questions.
Please do.
How long does it take?
I don't know, but 10 minutes. It's light work.
Okay. So, it clearly is happening below your waist.
Yes.
It's clearly happening above your thighs.
What'd you say? It's a 30-minute procedure.
No, I'm good. Oh, I'm good. You're crazy.
I think you're awake too the whole time.
No, I'm good.
I think you're awake too.
Don't do it. What? I gotta ask the most important question.
Recovery 8 to 9 days. I'm gonna do it for the show.
You think I'm gonna be out?
Do it live.
You think
I'm gonna do it live on the show?
You think I'm gonna be out 8 to 10 days to do a surgery that's gonna stop me from being able to shoot up the club? Seriously? Shoot up the club.
I can't get past shoot up the club.
Come on, man. Shout out to my guy Charlemagne the God.
Shout out.
8 to 10 days?
No, I'm good.
I'm good.
No.
Harlan, book it. Book the ESG
I don't support
crew.
this.
I'm doing it. This is what people do.
I don't support this.
Men do this for the Thursday of March Madness, so they don't have to go to work Thursday and Friday, so they can watch all the games and gamble on all the games. That's exactly what I'm doing. I'm doing it live from the hospital bed on Thursday, live from my couch on Friday. We're bringing the ENG crew. We're gonna have the satellite outside.
I'm good.
The same way you do it from LA. I'm gonna do it.
I see what days I'm gonna have off.
You're doing it.
I gotta ask the most important question.
What's the most? Did someone just tell you in your ear?
No, you don't talk to me. What does Joey think about this?
That's why I'm doing it. You think this is my idea? You think I want to do this?
So I see what this is.
This is a Joey thing.
I see what this is.
One time I went into this is a long time ago.
See here,
I went to my computer and in the little Google field I put in M and it fills out automatically like what you've been searching and it filled out male birth control pill. Male birth control, all these different searches that my wife was doing. She's been working on this for almost a decade. She had 3 children. The least I can do is get a little haircut.
It's tough.
And close off some hallways.
Or
I think they like burn it.
Or
I think flames are involved.
Or you got to channel your aggression and learn how to retreat and surrender.
What do you mean by that, sir?
You know, there's a level of enthusiasm that goes with this process. At some point, you got to stand down. You destroying you create too much issue when it comes to trying to do the laundry.
You know what I'm creating too much? Babies. That's what I'm creating too much of. Children, human beings. I can't afford these kids.
You got to be able to control yourself. You don't have no discipline?
Oh no. Yesterday was poop and now it's this. I'm out.
Hey man, let me tell you something.
People what they want.
That 2 minutes of your life.
Let's get the people what they want.
You can't control yourself for 2 minutes?
Give people what they want.
Geico presents eyewitness interviews with inanimate objects.
This is Belinda Collins, live on the scene of a recent hailstorm. Here to describe the event, a football.
Bro, I was just hanging on the roof when this gnarly storm starts dropping baseball-sized hail. I mean, the shingles got beat up. A few windows looked broken. It was savage.
Did you do anything to help?
Nah, bro. I was in survival mode.
Your football can't help you in a hailstorm, but the Geico Insurance Agency can help you get covered for personal property damage. Call Geico to see how affordable homeowners insurance can be.
We have the honor, the privilege of being joined by Jessica Mendoza, Jalen, Jacoby, and Jess.
Yes.
I like the sound of this.
I want like a
Welcome.
Jess,
Yes,
like
we got you.
Yes, I like the sound of that. We'll work you in. Obviously, we have you here to discuss the World Series, which has been dominated so far by my Boston Red Sox. I only pick up the Red Sox when they're in the playoffs.
I was like, wait, I didn't even know this.
Yeah.
Can I introduce you to David Jacoby and Die Easy fandom?
I'm a Die Easy
Here's a
fan.
guy when he was in Los Angeles,
Sorry.
went to Clipper games when they were Lob City. Here's a guy that now's in New York, is claiming the Knicks. Here's a guy that claims the Cleveland Cavaliers on this very show. But then now all of a sudden the Red Sox win a few World Series. He's like, oh, I'm not going to deviate from them. That's going to be my team all of the time. That's him.
That's me. So far, what have the Dodgers done wrong in these two games?
They haven't started their best hitters. I mean, Justin Turner and Manny Machado are their best right-handed bats. But if you look at their top 4 home run hitters, it's Max Muncy, it's Cody Bellinger, it's Jock Peterson, and it's Yasmani Grandal. For them, combined for 109 home runs. So I get it, the lefty. They're all left-handed hitters. Mm-hmm. So when you think about Chris Sale and David Price starting, they don't want to start their lefties. Max Muncy slugs .525 against left-handed pitchers. Like, he's been their guy, but there's such a platoon obsession with the Dodgers, and it drives me crazy. So those 4 bats haven't been in the lineup. So the hope is now that Rick Porcello, the righty for the Red Sox, is going to throw, now you're going to see the big left-handed bats of the Dodgers come in.
Do you think that this series still has a chance to be evened up by the Dodgers?
I think Game 3 is going to be won by the Dodgers. I'm going game by game here. So Walker Buehler gets the ball. He's their ace. He's the Dodgers' ace. So it's Clayton Kershaw. For a lot of people that haven't been watching baseball this year, Clayton Kershaw is not the ace of the staff. It is Walker Buehler. He is the best pitcher. He gets the ball Game 3. They're going back home to L.A. You know, you could talk about the weather and all of that, but there's something about being home that I think the Dodgers are going to excel in. And then Buehler's got the ball, and they got their dudes in the lineup.
Alex Cora has been celebrated so far in these couple games. Obviously, the pinch hit Nunez was led to a big home run that swung that game. And yesterday was the handling of the bullpen and Kelly and Evaldi and then into Kimbrel. What have you seen from him that's impressed you?
His ability to deviate from the numbers. And this is a day and age, guys. You know this. It's about the numbers. And I'm a huge fan of analytics. I love it. I love what it brings to the game. But then you get into game mode and you just got to understand what to do more than just what it says on this piece of paper. We got to go here. And what Alex Cora has done is he did not start Eduardo Nunez Game 1 against lefties. So we just talked about benching all the lefties on the Dodgers. Mm-hmm. He went with Rafael Devers, who's a left-handed batter, third baseman, because he wanted Nunez off the bench to be able to come in as a righty, and he did, and got the 3-run home run in that Game 1. So it's one example of many where, he'll follow the numbers, and he looks at the numbers, and he gets them, and he definitely gets into it, but at the end of the day, he's going to make decisions based on what he knows and what he sees, and he's been nailing it.
So I want to instigate something right here. I appreciate your professionalism because when he said that he was a Red Sox fan, you let that ride.
Why are you going after me?
I'm not finished.
We have a guest and you spend all the time going after me. I understand.
I'm not finished. But what you don't know is that she's a Dodgers fan.
Of course I know that.
Through and through. So for Dodgers fans like yourself, can you give them some hope of why this will be a long series?
This is for the reason I was saying with the bats coming back, going back to LA. I mean, It's been 30 years since this team hasn't seen Kirk Gibson doing his run around the bases. Yes. But I can't tell you, living in LA, growing up in LA, as much as we love our 80s, we love our 80s Dodgers. Let's get over our 80s Dodgers.
Yes, it has been a while.
That is going to fuel this team. I'm not going to sit here and say that the Dodgers are going to win the World Series, but I do believe they are so much better than 2-0. Now, everyone assumes 4-0. Lay down Boston Red Sox. You won 108 games in the regular season. We're not going to show up. Oh, they will show up.
I will say that people give Los Angeles sports fans a bad reputation, but Dodger fans are real fans. I lived in that neighborhood. The Dodger fans are real fans. And what do you
Sometimes.
think? What do you think sort of swung the game?
They leave in the 8th to beat traffic. I'm not going to lie.
Well, yeah, everybody does that. The team's down by 5 runs. I'm out of there. You crazy? Yeah, no one's there. What do you think sort of swung the game last night in that 5th inning?
It was Christian Vasquez. So your number 9 hitter, your catcher. You got to understand the Red Sox catchers hit 220. They're not known for but that at bat was huge, and being able to roll up the top of the line. Remember, there's 2 outs. This is when the Red Sox just stand alone. They're hitting .415 with 2 outs. No one in the history of the World Series has even hit over 400. So Christian Vasquez, number 9 hitter. His job is just to get it to Mookie Betts, get it to the MVP. 2 outs, he gets it to the MVP. MVP, he gets a hit. Benintendi gets on base. And now JD Martinez comes up with the big hit. So you can give JD all the credit for getting the 2 RBI, being able to fight off that inside pitch and get it in to get those 2 runs to be the difference in the game. But I give the credit to Christian Vasquez. And if you ask JD Martinez or anyone else on that team, they give it to Christian Vasquez because they don't even get up in that situation had he not had that at bat.
The Dodgers finished the game 0-16. I didn't even realize that until I saw the stat this morning. What have the Red Sox bullpen been doing to sort of silence these hitters late in the game?
They've been coming in, and it's the same guys. And what they're doing a great job, and what we've seen a lot of the season, is they're elevating the fastball, and they're not afraid to get in the kitchen of the righties. Okay? So there ain't any lefties, right? We talked about that.
Yep.
They come in off the bench, but these righties, and David Price did an awesome job of this too. In fact, he threw more pitches on the inner half than he has in his whole career.
Interesting.
And it sets up the breaking ball. It sets up the changeup. It sets up everything else. And it sounds simple, but when you're talking about Joe Kelly, Matt Barnes, Ryan Brazier, Nathan Eovaldi, who comes in, you're talking 98 to 100 miles an hour in your kitchen. It's one thing if it's elevated, but now it's in there. I feel like the Red Sox have nailed that part of the plate to these right-handed batters.
It's a good point. So I have to ask you this, because this is one of the more freakish things I've seen.
It makes me nervous.
Weird arm thing.
Kimbrel's straight.
Yeah, Kimbrel's weird arm thing. This thing that he does, what is going on there? What is this? Does he explain this?
You know what? I think I have no idea. My son actually walks around the house now because he's been walking. And literally, he's just like, "Hey, Mom, can I get some cereal?" And I'm like, "You Craig Kimberling me right now?" And he's just like, it's like he's closing the deal. Yeah, no. He's like, "I really want cereal." This is his close.
I said frosted mini wheats. All right.
Pitchers are funny, man. And they got all kind of, we could break down, even Kershaw, the funk that he has, with pausing, kicking, restarting. They're creatures of habit. Whatever that one thing that they feel mentally is advantage, and that's Kimbrel.
It sounds like you're leading towards picking the Dodgers in Game 3.
No, I am picking. I'm not leading. I am picking the Dodgers in Game 3. Absolutely. Walker Buehler's got the ball. He's their ace, and yes, they're going back to LA. Everything we talked about, going to weather and being home, but Buehler's number 1. So usually that guy goes first game 1. Kershaw won Game 1, but Buehler is ultimately their best pitcher. And so now he gets it against Porcello at home. Game 3, I'm in. My chips.
I just want to thank you so much for bringing us all this insight about the World Series, but we're not just going to talk to you about baseball. We have a very important story from a very minor league soccer league in Germany.
Oh, I'm really
I know you're up to it. I know,
Germany.
It's amateur soccer. I don't even believe they're being paid. But there's a team called ESG, and there's a player on ESG, and he felt like he was slighted on the pitch, as they call it. So then what he did is he decided to bite off his opponent's nose. So and when this incident happened, a spokesperson for ESG said the following quote: "The piece of nose was not there anymore. I do not know if the culprit has eaten it." Jessica, Do you think that he ate the other man's nose?
I love that that's the PR move, by the way.
Yeah,
our own, like, I'm defending.
Yeah.
You're actually you're actually talking about the person that, and we don't know if he ate it.
Yeah, he may have eaten it.
Instead of just like, we have no comment at this time, we're going to figure out where the nose is. Like, it's gone.
Yeah.
I hope, first of all, whoever wants to eat someone else's nose because they disagree might be the same person that actually eats it. So I can't say. I would normally say, like, of course they're going to spit it out, but they're also the same person that decided
to it.
I will bite your nose.
He's committed to it.
Well, I was at the fight where Mike Tyson bit Evander Holyfield's ear. At least he bit it off, and then he spit it out. This guy probably swallowed it.
I like the idea that he swallowed it. Really committed. He's committed to it. He's committed to. Did he chew it up first or swallow it whole like a pill? So the manager said that. Does the manager
chew on it? Like, I mean, is that?
Did the manager said that he deserves a second chance? Jessica, do you think that this gentleman deserves a second chance?
No.
No, I think you're probably right. If he ate the nose, no. I'm not playing against anybody that ate someone else's nose.
There's a whole psyche there. It's not like I'm all for taking someone out, like doing things are part of the game. When you look at someone, you get that mad that I'm going to bite your nose. Like, there's something like mentally that you got to get checked in.
Yeah, we got to get him some help.
Jessica, thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah. Jalen, Jacoby, and Jess.
Jalen, Jacoby, and Jess. Yeah, we'll probably change it to Jacoby, Jalen, and Jess. Maybe Jess, Jacoby, and Jalen. I think that's probably the best way to do it.
Sound better. Right now. Can I do a Darrell Reeves real quick?
Jalen.
I didn't think about this until Nas dropped Ether. It made me... I didn't think about this until Nas dropped Ether.
God.
What it actually was. It was a white powder substance. A lot of times it was sent to people in the mail. And it could be truly harming and damaging. I'm just wanting to implore all of the listeners of our show to be conscious of the packages that you're opening and are being delivered to you, because I see that there are multiple famous people who have had issues with this over the last couple of days. That's all I want.
That's how you want to start the show.
Absolutely.
To tell our listeners to be conscious of the things that they're opening.
Yes.
I mean, I know Barry listens to the show.
Yes.
Barry definitely listens to the show. He's on the studio. He watches the show and listens. He wants the podcast exclusive content.
No question.
But I'm telling you what, the Clintons, they're not listening to this show.
Michelle allows them to listen to it in the house.
Yeah. Alexa, turn on Jalen and Jacoby podcast.
No doubt.
You still rocking with Alexa?
I have not been.
Yeah, you and Alexa had a very brief, hot, and heavy relationship.
I know.
Yeah, I really thought that was going somewhere with you and Alexa, but that fizzled out real quick.
Yeah, I need to bring that back out because that was really productive. But I realized the only reason why you want Alexa really is to make it louder. I have the songs on my phone.
Alexa, turn it up.
Yeah, but that's just an extra thing to carry, and it won't really fit in my backpack comfortably.
I feel like Alexa's a snitch. I feel like
a parrot at the house.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like my wife would come home, Alexa would be like, "I know he had 2 drinks with lunch today."
What did Jacoby? Yeah. What website did Jacoby go on today?
You should
www.
Yeah, you should see what your husband was Googling while you were gone. My kids are enough of the snitches around the house. I don't need Alexa getting in there too. I got too many people in the house. I don't need Alexa. They always say that though. Do you ever do voice text?
No.
Do you ever, like my friends do it sometimes?
No. The only reason why I don't do it is because we, as you know, are so many places traveling, restaurants, for public consumption that I feel like if I start to do voice activation text with my phone, if I happen to not be next to my phone, that somebody else could do it.
What? So you think that you go to the bathroom and leave your phone on the table, that someone else is going to pick up your phone, somehow use the code to get in your phone and like text me like I'm quitting the show?
Do you? But
no. Wait, hold on. Put the brakes. Hit the brakes, Reg. Hit the brakes, Reg. Hit the brakes. If someone wants to send a text from your phone, they could do it with their thumbs or their voice. There's no difference, dog.
I can tell when you're passionate because you say dog at the end. It's so funny. So you have voice text on your phone right now?
No.
Okay.
I don't talk to my phone.
But if you did, I don't either. But if you did have it, could I pick up your phone right now and be like, text Joy?
I don't know. I think you have to push a button first.
My point is,
I think you have to
since
activate
you don't
the
know,
voice command.
hold on. Since you don't know, you can't laugh and clown me for asking the same question.
Yes, I can. Because
you don't know.
But I know how to send a text. If I'm like, oh, Jalen Rose got up to go to the bathroom, left his phone on the table, I'm going to text somebody, which is a weird thing to do, first of all. But let's imagine down this hypothetical highway that some insane person has that idea. Whether you have voice or not doesn't change the fact that they can text somebody from your phone if they can get into it. It's not a security thing. For me, I just don't like talking to my phone. I don't do that.
You talking to your phone every day?
When I'm talking on the phone.
Correct.
You know what I realized? This is one thing I realized. Look at your outgoing calls and your incoming calls. You know what I realized? These are the people that are really in your life. You know, because like I don't get on the phone a lot. I really don't talk on the phone a lot. But the people you do talk on the phone with, those are the people that are really in your life. I guess some of the persons who's really in my life are grandma's nursing home because they be hollering.
I can't stand
They really want their bread.
Of course they do. Survival of the fittest. You see Mike Tyson up on the wall.
They really want their bread. So one thing I look forward to is retirement. I really look forward to retirement.
You do?
I don't have to deal with you every day. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
And I don't have to work, and I don't have to deal with my children. Like, I just can't wait to just retirement, and then you just kind of just don't care anymore. And I feel like David Stern is already there. Because David Stern had a writer from Sports Illustrated spend a day with him and just kind of get inside of his brain and talk to him about certain things. And he covered a lot of ground, but there was one thing that David Stern still hung up on, which is going to get all of the headlines, and that is his discussion of the front office of the Pelicans. Here is what he had to say. He said, quote, he's talking about Dell Demps, the GM of the Pelicans, had agreed to trade Chris Paul to the Lakers for Kevin Martin and Louis Scola or something. And I said, we can do better than that. And the next trade was to the Clippers for Eric Gordon, Al-Farouq Amino, and what we thought was a really great draft pick. The 10th pick, which turned out to be Austin Rivers. At least those three and someone else, Chris Kaman. But Dell Demps is a lousy general manager, and none of those players are currently with the team anymore, and he may lose Anthony Davis. Jalen Rose. Is he still salty about the sort of backlash to the Chris Paul, the vetoing the Chris Paul
I don't
trade
think
to the Lakers?
What I see from him is being salty. I think what I see is what happens when you either are a youngster or you get a little bit older. You just have diarrhea at the mouth. And you say exactly what you're thinking. And sometimes you say what other people really want to, but just don't have the courage of their convictions to. So we can't really argue about his point. For those that don't know, David Stern is probably the greatest commissioner in professional sports history.
Oh,
the way he translated, the way he transformed the landscape of the NBA to playing on pay-per-view, to playing on tape delay in the late 1979-80 NBA Finals, to transforming the game to where it is now, where role players can get $10 million a year, is really fascinating. And so the one thing I want to say that I hope is not the case is that him personally attacking Dell Demps and his ability to do a GM job, is that something he would only say about him?
Yes.
Or is this was something he would say about others if he felt the same thing about?
See, I think that David Stern doesn't get criticized a lot. He gets celebrated a lot, and deservedly so. And I think one of the things that he does get criticized for is vetoing the Chris Paul trade. And I think that to this day, he's still defending himself against those critics. That's really what he's doing here. And he doesn't care anymore because he doesn't have a job.
But when I look at face value of what those deals represented, and by the way, it doesn't matter that the players are no longer on the team. Squad.
Yeah, it's also been, it's been like 7 years.
But guess who they still have? Anthony Davis. With that being said,
they went to the playoffs. They're undefeated.
I will agree with him on this. I wouldn't do that deal.
I wouldn't do that deal either. Moving on. Blake Griffin went off for your Detroit Pistons. 50 points in an overtime win. And he just reminded everybody that he's back, that he's still the guy that you remember from a few years ago. And here's what he had to say about that performance when he was asked about it. He said, quote, "The past 2-3 years, all I hear is how bad I am. And you know, I've been hurt, had bad games. I haven't even played the way I have, but we've talked about it. This summer, being able to work out for the first time in 3 summers is huge." Last 3 summers, I was fighting and working as hard as I could to get healthy and be able to play. This summer, I was able to really put the time in and work on my game and my body. I've always been a big believer in hard work pays off. One thing I found really interesting in there is how he says that all he hears about is how bad he is. Like, you really think it's like that for him?
It is like that for him because he came like lightning in a bottle initially, playing in L.A., 2010 and 5, winning dunk contest. Lob City happened, add Chris Paul. People thought that they were going to take the leap that the Golden State Warriors took, and they were not able to do it. Their roster has also been transformed. The last couple of seasons, he's dealt with some injury, also some issues, punching a staff member with the Clippers. Yep. That did take place. The dating of a Kardashian or a Jenner, that did take place. And also, I read the number that he has to pay in child support. So he's going to be balling. He's going to be putting up numbers. So don't get it twisted. He's making that 3 and everything. I'm so happy that Blake is a member of the Detroit Pistons. It's going to elevate Andre Drummond. It's going to elevate the team. It's going to be great in the community. It's just getting started.
Kobe Bryant went on Jimmy Kimmel, and he explained something that you've alluded to many times on this program, playing basketball against Earvin Magic Johnson. Here's what he said, quote, about playing Magic Johnson one-on-one.
Basket or a foul.
He called every single foul, even the ones that weren't there. What's the score? Kobe said Magic would ask. It's 10-6. Kobe would respond, no, it's not. It's 10-9. I'm like, wait, what the? All right, I'm done. Jalen Rose, soft move or boss move, doing whatever you have to do to win a pickup game.
Boss move. Are you kidding me? It's Earvin Magic Johnson. I want to say as a player, an executive, and an owner, he probably has like 12 or 13 rings. Okay? He didn't get that way by accepting losing. It's a mentality. It's an approach. I've been
lying about the score.
I've been in those runs with Magic. And if you breathe on him and he you know what it is, young fella. I'm Tom, Hall of Famer. Come on. You know what it is. You halfway on the other end of the floor laying the ball. Y'all bring that back. Bring that back. Y'all know what it is.
Don't you tell Magic Johnson about himself, though?
No.
You don't tell Magic about himself?
No, you just tell him it's a weak call.
Okay.
What are you going to do? What are you going to do?
You can't lie about the score.
Well, he might just buy the gym and then not allow you to come in there no more.
Moving on. You know, we heard that they're going to have a barbershop in the Hawks arena. And now we have video proof of the barbershop in the Hawks arena. Look at my man right here, just getting a quick cut while the game is going on. Jalen Rose, soft move or boss move, getting your hair cut not by your barber, but by a barber during the Hawks game.
I'm all about grooming.
I know you love grooming.
So I got to say it's a boss move.
Oh, okay.
And I got to shout out my brother, Grant Hill. He was looking crisp that same night. One of the executive owners of the Atlanta Hawks.
Shout out.
But in all honesty, like when you have fans that you're trying to patronize, it's always fun to do different and unique things to create an experience. But the one thing I will say is a cut take a minute. You know what I mean? It ain't like a cut is like five minutes. It take like 45 minutes.
45 minutes for you to get a cut?
Yes.
Are you serious?
Yep.
You spend way too much time and money on your hair.
Look.
You spend way too much time and money on your hair. Look at, you got 45 minutes.
Look at why.
You got 45 minutes. You got 45 minutes for a haircut, but you have zero time for show preparation. Okay,
Correct.
I understand where you're at.
Priorities.
I understand where you're at.
People going to see me on TV and 50% of the audience can't hear what I'm saying.
In the middle of Steph Curry's dominant performance, they were beating up on the Wizards. Kevin Durant had a good game himself, and he also did this. Let's take a look at KD. He's got the ball. He's dribbling up. And he's just like, wait, you're not going to play defense on me?
Wow.
Dunks. Just no defense at all. And then he says, sub me. I don't want to play them anyway. Weak. Jalen Rose, soft move or boss move, subbing yourself out of the game because the competition isn't up to par.
You know that's a boss move.
I love it so much.
How many times did you feel like the runs were unbalanced?
I love it so
weren't
much.
Chosen fair.
I don't want to play them anyway. I don't even want to play them anyway. Meanwhile, they're up by 21 at the end of the game. He's probably coming out the game anyway.
And that's his hometown team. So people that don't have cable, they watching that on local. All of his people get the chance to watch him ball. So he got to pump out his chest a little bit. No doubt. He gets the chance to play for the world champions.
I love that one. This one, though, is better. The Fresno Fire Department had to respond to a fire that was burning down a home. Do you know how that fire started, Mr. Rose? You don't know because you don't prepare for the show. I will tell you. A gentleman found some black widow spiders in his home, so he decided to extinguish these black widow spiders with a blowtorch. What? And he lit his house on fire. Soft move or boss move, using a blowtorch to kill spiders.
Extra dog, soft move.
Oh, that's a boss move. Anytime you can use a blowtorch, just think about how satisfying that must have been to blowtorch those spiders. Black widow spiders are dangerous.
Use a blowtorch on an intruder.
What?
Don't use it on a spider.
A blowtorch?
Absolutely.
Do you know what a blowtorch is?
But you're going to burn the house down.
Do you know what a blowtorch is?
Of course. You're going to burn your house down. That's why you use it on an intruder.
You don't have to touch the spiders. It's got to be fun. Boss move. I disagree with you on this one.
No, I just not realized. I need to get a blowtorch.
Let's get you a blowtorch. I got you.
Pretty safe compared to other
birthday's not
options.
too far away. I'll get you a blowtorch.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you just say it's safe compared to other options?
Yeah.
A blowtorch is safe? What? This guy just burned his house down.
Compared to a pistol or something like that.
Okay. Andrew Wiggins had this to say about his
Maple Jordan
fractured relationship with Jimmy Butler. He said, this is what he told Josh Lewenberg, quote, "Me and Jimmy have always been cool. Even the first time I saw him at training camp, we talked, and there was never a problem. People on social media make things bigger than what it is. Jalen Rose, acting like there's no problem between you and your colleague when there's definitely a problem between you and your colleague. Soft move or boss move?
Uniquely a boss move.
Why is that,
I'm going to tell everybody why.
Why is that, Mr. Rose?
Because the last time I checked, why is Jimmy Butler upset again? Because Wiggins got paid. And how much money did Wiggins get? The max. And once you start getting your bread, guess what you don't want? Drama. I know what my brother tweeted. I know that he's going to get traded. I don't have to even stress about this. Carl already signed. The owner already let us know that this dude going to be out of here. So nothing I can say is going to help that process. Boss move.
Soft move. We know there's a problem. Saying there was never a problem between you and Jimmy Butler is just not true. Also, you can blame social media for everything. Somehow he's like, oh, social media makes everything bigger than what it is. It's not social media. The man is on wax. Saying disparaging things about you. It's not social media.
He got his money.
You can always blame social media for everything.
He got his bread.
When we get canceled, I'm going to blame social media. I'm going to blame social media for everything moving forward.
You blame me for everything.
You deserve it.
Social media.
You deserve it. Yep. Jalen Rose, I'm ready to do it. I'm ready to do it.
Bungee jump?
Nope.
Eat chillins?
Nope. I'm ready to do it. When we talk about the Eastern Conference, we talk about 3 teams. Celtics, Sixers, and the Raptors. I'm ready to put the Bucks in there. I know it's early. It's something that we talked about before the season started, but I'm ready to put the Bucks in there. Last night, the Bucks and the Sixers played. Guess what happened? Giannis happened. Giannis had 32 points, 18 rebounds, and 10 assists. And they handled the Sixers. The Bucks, they have a record. It's 4-0. They're undefeated. And they must have listened all summer long to people talking about the Celtics. Maybe the Celtics match up with the Warriors. The Sixers, young nucleus. The Raptors have Kawhi. No one was talking about the Bucks. And now here they are. I'm ready to put them in the mix for the Eastern Conference Finals.
So since you used the term mix,
okay,
I'm going to tell you what their secret sauce is.
Oh, I like the way you did that with the theme, Mr. Rose. Explain.
His name is Bud.
Coach Bud.
Coach Budenholzer. For those that haven't been paying attention to the NBA, a couple of years ago, he was the same guy standing on the sideline for the Atlanta Hawks when they won 60 games and had 4 All-Stars on their roster. Al Horford was one of them. Paul Millsap was one of them. Kyle Korver was one of them. Jeff Teague was one of them. 3 of those guys are currently starting for new squads. Okay, now he's shining with a new team, and he has a generational type player on his squad in the Greek Freak, who, by the way, I just did a list. I probably should have gave Donovan Mitchell more love. I had him at 6. Of my top 5 players, 25 or under. And whatever your list is, you could disagree with mine, matters or don't matter. But I do know this. I had Ben Simmons on the list.
Yep.
I had Joel Embiid on the list.
He deserves to be there.
And you know who they just played against and lost to and is still
Giannis.
undefeated? Giannis.
So
that's how
I'm
good
going to ask
he
you to do
is.
something. Take the top 4 teams in the East, because the 5th is a big gap before we get to number 5. And you put them in your order. Oh, I stumped you.
I would say Boston, Toronto.
Do it. I already did it in my mind. Bucks.
I'm still going to say Philly right now.
I'm saying the Bucks. I started the same. I'm saying I'm ready to do it. I'm ready to do it.
Okay.
I believe in the Bucks.
Yeah, I'm not mad at him. But here's another thing. Chris Middleton, as I said, will be an all-star this year. Continue to improve his game. He's always a good catch-and-shoot player. He's better off the dribble. He can play in the post. And they continue to draft well and build out their young players and turn them into performers. And Bud is really good at doing so. So that's why what you're saying is really accurate.
I could see them in the Eastern Conference Finals. I could see that happening pretty easily.
Well, not easy. Toronto's really good.
Toronto is really good.
If I had to bet 2 teams that if somebody would beat the Warriors in a 7-game series, you know what the teams are? Boston and Toronto. Not a Western Conference team.
It's interesting. I might have to see more than 5 games in this before I start jumping to those conclusions.
We're in the projection business.
Well, the Bucks, I'm projecting that the Bucks are in the Eastern Conference Finals. I think that the Bucks would beat the Sixers in a 7-game series. I really do. I really think the Bucks could beat the Sixers in a 7-game series.
There's something that happens in the NBA that are called scheduling wins or losses.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember having a remote control in my hand, homemade popcorn, and since it's chilly on the East Coast, it's fall, hot sake.
Oh, little hot sake.
And you know what I was watching?
You microwave it?
Of course. You know what I was watching? The Bucks. I'm sorry. I was watching the Sixers go into overtime with my Pistons.
Yep.
When Blake scored 51.
And then the next night?
And then the next night, they were
in Milwaukee.
In Milwaukee.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not ready to do that just yet.
I did it.
JJ Redick balling too.
So you're from Detroit. The Suns' second-year player, Josh Jackson, also from Detroit.
Homie.
He had a revelation. He said something that maybe he shouldn't have said. And he was talking about being a young 8-year-old boy on the night when the Pacers came into the Palace. The infamous Malice at the Palace. And here's what Josh Jackson said about his experience in the stands that day. Quote, I was looking around and everyone was throwing something onto the court. I'm not going to lie. I threw a water bottle. Why? It's my home team. Are you surprised that an 8-year-old Josh Jackson hurled a water bottle onto the court?
Not at all.
The Malice in the Palace.
Not at all. Like many people who represent their hometown, it don't matter where it's from. North, south, east, or west. Each individual normally is going to be ride or die for their hometown space. That's just how this works. And Detroit is no different. And at 8 years old, I remember watching the hometown team and doing a lot of stuff. For example, I wasn't 8, but I was 18. When the Pistons played the Bulls and the Bulls finally advanced with Jordan and Scotty and beat the bad boys Pistons and they walked off and didn't shake their hand, that's one of the greatest days in sports in my life.
Great.
You could not tell me that I wasn't on that team. You could not tell me I wasn't walking off with them.
Jalen Rose, we always celebrate power couples on this program.
No doubt.
Sounds like a power couple has left us.
No.
Khloe Kardashian and Tristan Thompson are rumored to have split. I can't imagine why this would happen. Oh, yes, I can imagine because he cheats on her very publicly while she has a child with him. But do you think he's more upset that Khloe leaving him or LeBron left him?
LeBron.
Definitely.
We knew the Khloe thing wasn't going to last.
Yeah, definitely.
And I wasn't going by his history. I'm going by their history. Like, for real. This is serious.
Oh, you're going to be serious now?
At some point, we need a national surplus for the number of people that the Kardashian and Jenners can date for public consumption. Like, this is getting out of control.
I think...
they've dated a lot of public figures.
They have. Very busy people. Well, That's the end of a power couple.
Amen.
Best of luck to both of them moving forward.
Shout out.
Jalen Rose.
What up, Dow?
You said you were going to go to Knicks games this year. You haven't been to one. I'm going to the Knicks Warriors.
Dope.
I got invited by a friend. Shout out to Alex. I'm going to go see the Knicks and the Warriors. I'm very excited for
Shout
this.
out.
Tim Hardaway Jr. balling.
Going to see my hometown Knicks that I love so much that I'm a diehard fan of.
Oh, come on, forget the bandwagon, hit the brakes.
If I was at Oracle, if I was at Oracle, I would cheer for the Warriors. Now that I'm at MSG, I'm gonna cheer for the Knicks.
No. You know,
New York's not even my hometown.
you don't get to do that. When did
You weren't listening. I almost snuck it past
become a diehard fan?
you. You know what I'm excited
of
for,
the
though?
New York Knickerbockers.
You know what I'm excited for, though?
See Clyde?
No, the way that the fans are gonna chant at KD. There's going to be a lot. That dynamic
And
is going to be
innovation.
good. Yeah. They're like, he's going to
be wooing
he's gonna
KD.
get treated like he's on the Knicks. They're going to give him a standing ovation when he gets announced.
They're going to be wooing KD.
Oh, I can't wait. KD's definitely going to be on the Knicks.
And here's what he going to do. He going to do exactly what LeBron did. He going to troll it too. He going to talk about how great KP is and how much of a cornerstone piece he is. He'll talk about how Knox is the future.
Fizdale.
And how Coach Fizz. But all of those are facts.
Really?
All of those are facts. So once the Golden State Warriors possibly win a championship this year, can bounce. Steph getting his bread, putting up numbers. They'll have 4 championships. Wouldn't be any harm, any foul. And then they'd be able to have money to pay
who would be
Boogie
the
and
happiest
Draymond.
person if KD left the Warriors?
Who?
Draymond. It'd be hard not to pay Draymond. It'd be really hard not to pay Draymond if KD isn't there.
It'd be hard not to pay Draymond anyway. I wouldn't even worry about it.
I love
if I was
Draymond
him.
so much.
Me too.
I love Draymond so
I wouldn't even worry about it if I was him. Or Clay.
Draymond, Lance, Medicinal Mitch. Those are my 3 favorite basketball players.
Money making Mitch.
You know Mitch, you know what he's doing right now? I got updates on Mitch. You ready for the Mitch update?
Sure.
Yep,
Go blue.
medicinal.
Professional bowler. He's working on his bowling game. You know? I don't think they drug test.
Who are some of the best athlete bowlers I know? Jerome Bettis, CP3 come to mind.
CP3 is supposed to be one. If you call 985-80-JALEN, you can leave us a voicemail. If you leave us a voicemail and you give Reggie a shout out, he will play it on the show just like this.
What up, Reg? This is Willie from Philly. How you doing? How you doing, boys? I was calling to ask a question, regional or cultural, about the weather. It's below 50 now in Philly, and people that look like Jalen are wearing coats and winter hats. People that look like Jacoby are in long-sleeve t-shirts, maybe a hoodie. So let me ask you a question here. Does it make sense to slowly acclimate to the cold, or just to throw in the cold early? And is there a regional cultural difference in that? Thank you all. Keep going. Have a good one.
Thank you for the shout. Appreciate the love.
Willie and Philly.
Shout to Philly. I'm fortunate
Shout
enough to been on Broadway with the bully. Shout to Siegs.
Shout
Here's
out.
the thing. I'll never forget, University of Michigan, freshman year, Ray Jackson came from Austin, Texas. He didn't have a winter coat. He didn't realize how cold it was going to be. So quickly, he got acclimated. You know when he got acclimated? September.
Okay.
You know what was happening in December and January when we walk into classes? People looking like you, wearing shorts to class. And I'm looking at them like you looking at me, like they were crazy. And you know what didn't change? That habit. Then I realized that's cultural.
It's cultural. It's cultural. I can't tell you how many times I'm about to leave the house and my wife looks at me and she's like, that's what you're wearing? Outside? I'm like, yeah. She's like, wait, what? Like, you know, that's the jacket you're going to wear? I'm like, yeah. She's just like, she just doesn't understand it at all. She makes sure that all of our children have 7,000 layers on before they leave the house. It's cultural. This is definitely cultural.
It's definitely.
It's also inherently regional because of the weather, but yeah, that's the way it is. I want to say thanks for Willie and Philly and everybody else that called in. Thanks, Jessica Mendoza. Thank you to you for listening. Make sure you give us 5-star. 5-star. 5-star.
5-star. 5-star.
We'll be back tomorrow.
At ESPN, at any executives you see at the network, and tell them how great of a show this is.
Please, we need our jobs. We'll be back tomorrow. Why is that, Harris?
Done. We're not done. We're not done. Got to give the people time. Give people what they want.
They my little guys.
My little guys.
I love them.
Speaking of the Hobbits, let's talk about LeBron James for a minute.